Hello everyone, David A. Cox here with PCClassesOnline.com, and today it is my absolute pleasure to be able to teach all of you out there how you can build your own app. Now, sometimes in life we learn lessons the hard way. This is one of them. So I want to give you our little story before we get into the class, and I'll show you how to do everything, and trust me, you're going to love this technology. So about 6 months ago, we started working on building an app. And the idea was that I wanted to really build something so that, let's say you walk into an Apple store and you buy a new iPhone or an iPad, as an example. I wanted to give the Apple Store employees a way that they could give you this free app and basically let you master how to use your device, which you could learn from your device. Really easy, very simple. Well, we went with this company originally that advertised that it was going to be really simple. It's drag and drop. It's low cost. It seemed that way at first. The customer service experience was atrocious, especially when we really needed them. The fees just started adding up very quickly, and in the 11th hour, I had to make the administrative decision to pull the plug. So that was not good. But then I was chatting with a local client of mine who had just hosted a giant event where I live at the very tip of Cape Cod, and they loved these guys. And the name of the technology that they went with, that we went with, that we're teaching to all of you, is called Yap. Now there is one downside to Yap, which is that your app is going to live within an app. And a lot of you might see that as a turnoff, but I need to give you the reason why it's important to do it that way. Part of what was such a nightmare for us was going through the entire approval process. So with that, you've got to submit your app to Apple, which costs, you've got to submit it to Google, and then you've got to wait 2 weeks to hear back from them. It was not a fun process. With app, your app is immediately online. If you need to make changes, boom, it's done instantly. So I hope you'll give these guys a chance. It's free, which is just incredible to me, and I think you're going to love it. So check it out. Here is how to build an app using Yap. Coming up on PCClassesOnline.com. All right, everyone, so let's get started here. Now, a couple quick things before we really get into it that I want to clarify. This is going to build your app not just for the iPhone. This is going to make it available also on the iPod Touch, the iPad, and all different Android devices as well. It should also be noted that there are no location restrictions for this. Sometimes you build an app, you can only have it in, for example, I'm in the United States. You can only have it in the United States, then you have to get it approved elsewhere. With this, it's immediately international because of Yap's licensing. So the process really is free. There are a couple of little bonus features that you can add in for really minimal cost, which I actually did really just to support them. When I was on the phone with their staff the other day, one of the things I actually mentioned to them was I said, I wish they kind of did charge for this. I want to reward them for their hard work. I know people, help contribute to what we do through our GoFundMe campaign, so I wanted to return the favor, certainly. So I did purchase one little extra, which you'll see come up in a little bit. So let's get started here. The website for Yap is www.yap.us. And once again, it doesn't matter if you don't live in the U.S., that's just the website name. So it's yap.us. When you get there, creating a new app is really as easy as clicking up here at the orange button at the top right that says Create a New Yap. Click on that. And this is going to basically bring you to a template chooser. So we can create all these different custom pages. We can change the names of them. We can reorder them. And I'm going to walk you through how to do this right now. So what we're going to do is right now create on the fly a dummy app. Don't bother trying to download this because I'm going to delete it as soon as this video is done being recorded. So the first thing we're going to do is create the theme. And this is just the overall look of the app itself. Now, Yap does offer a service where they will customize a theme for you. In my own opinion, I don't think it's really worth it for a lot of people because it's, frankly, the templates they give you are actually pretty decent. And also the pricing for those templates to have them custom designed
is a little crazy, so I wouldn't go with that. So when you get in to create your app, what I would first do is go down here towards the left-hand side where it says Change Theme. This is going to show you just all the different versions we have access to. Some of them are kind of cheesy, but others are actually really useful. And for example, with this one right here, you'll see that many of them come in different color schemes. So if you don't want a black background, you can switch it over to blue or yellow or pink, whatever you want. Let's scroll through the list here just so you can kind of see a general overview of what they give you access to. And they're adding new ones all the time, of course. Now, again, some of these are a little cheesy. I like this one right here. This one just called Primary Colors. Very, very clean. This one right here called Slick is very nice. The USA theme is actually probably my favorite one. The client that I was referring to who just used Yap for a major event, that's what they went with. There's a couple others in here that are also very nice. Let's go with USA theme for now. And all you have to do to apply it is click over here on the right-hand side where it says Use this theme. So now from here you can put your photo in there. For many of you out there, it's going to be your logo. So make sure you have that all good to go. And you can type in a title, which is going to go right beneath it. So what I'll do just for now is we'll just kind of do a dummy one. We'll say it's from my small business, which is called the Mac Guru. And then you can put in a subtitle. Now this can either be a date for people out there who are using this for something like a conference, a convention, an event of some sort, or you can put something else like maybe your website URL. Okay. Click this little green button to add your photo. Okay, I'll just slap up a photo here, one of my little logos. Okay. And that'll just take a second to upload. One little tip I want to give all of you is if you don't already have a logo for your company, there's a company that I have used in the past with some of my clients called thelogocompany.net. They do a pretty decent job. Again, with the customer service, I was not impressed, but the end results were what really mattered with that, and we actually got some pretty good results with the clients that I work with using that service. Click Done when you're done. And now what we can do is start to create custom pages. So instead of going through each of these, what I'm instead going to do is click down here at the bottom where it says Add a Page. And I'm going to just give you kind of an overview of the different types of pages you can add in here. Now, one of the things I tend to like to do when I teach a live class is I like to mention the date, because that way if you happen to be watching this video and it's 5 years in the future, there could be a lot here that's different. So today's date is August 16th of 2014, just to be aware of that. So if it's much further, things may be different. First option we have here is crowd pictures. Now, as an administrator, you can delete photos. So if someone, God forbid, posts something inappropriate, don't worry, you can take care of it. But crowd pictures just gives your users the ability to upload their own photos to a general gallery. The next option here is a administrator created gallery. So these would be only photos that you approve that you can put up. Okay, it shows up as a grid, so you can see them. We have an information page, which is basically, again, mostly for people who are going to be doing events. However, you could actually tweak this page to be something else. Okay, everywhere here where you see text, it's a template. You can override it. You can put in whatever info you want. We have an invitation, kind of along that same thing. You're going to be doing this for mostly events, but you can also put in hyperlinks here. One thing I like about Yap is that, for example, in our app, we give people the ability to sign up for our live classes right through the app. And you can put in hyperlinks that take you to a website where they have to submit their information, which you can use for any which way. Of course, if you do put in links in an app, I would strongly recommend you use one of the many URL shortening programs out there, like Bitly as an example. We have a news feed. Now, if this looks a little bit familiar to you, for those of you who have actually downloaded the PC Classes online app, we decided to use the news feed page as a chat, as a public group chat, because anyone can contribute, they can upload photos. It was just kind of a fun way to give people a way to come together. Now, one of the things I want to mention after speaking with the staff at Yap is that I discovered there is actually a hidden paid feature. You have to send them an email to get access to this, but you can also create a newsfeed that is basically a monologue instead of a dialogue. So if you are having that big event and you just want to be able to post updates, maybe there's a rain delay, okay, you can add in a feature so that only the administrator can post to the newsfeed, just giving it an easy way so that people can check back for any updates as needed. There's a people page. Of course, you could, again, use this for different things. In this case here, you tap on the person's photo and name and pull up their bio. But you could also use this technically for products. Okay, so if you want to give people, maybe if you're a spa salon, you could give them different services that you offer and give a description for each, pricing breakdown, etc. There is a poll option. Now, as of right now, it's only one question which you get access to. So for ours, I believe we used what kind of classes do you want to see us offer more of? And it was Mac, PC, iPhone, iPad, etc. So you can do one poll. I would kind of hope that in the future they can maybe add in multiple questions, but for now it's just one. Schedule, very, very handy. When you create a schedule, you can tap into it and have like a description or hyperlinks. Again, we use that in ours for the class schedule. A simple text page where you can just put in whatever descriptions you want. And also, through that discussion with the staff, I did discover that they are working on a modification to this so that you'll be able to eventually add photos as well. There's a Twitter feed, so if you want to pull in your Twitter feed, you can have that all be part of it. Videos. This we found to be very, very essential. No shocker there. There is no limit to how many videos or photos, if you're using the gallery here, that you can post. At least not that what I found. When we did this live class the other day, I tried uploading on the fly 100 photos. No problem. It downsized all of them, so they actually loaded pretty quickly when we went to go launch the app. But it was really, really simple. For videos, you can actually pull in videos from YouTube or Vimeo. And for those of you who know about the whole conflict with Flash and the iPhone and iPad, it's not an issue because Yap uses HTML5 technology so that even though you couldn't on your phone go to youtube.com, it will still pull in the video using HTML5 so that it will, in fact, play. And one of the things I love, I already kind of made reference to, is that this company does have really good communication. So if you have an idea for a kind of page that they haven't offered now, you can click Suggest a Page and send them an email. And when I did this the first time, I immediately got an email back. I know they had been working on possibly offering an Instagram connection, similar to the way that they have a Twitter feed. And also there is talk, nothing's definite yet, but there is talk about giving people, especially small businesses, a way that you could sell your products using something like PayPal, which I'm a big fan of, so I hope they do make that a reality. So now let's go over a few other things here. So on the left-hand side, we see the layout of the app as far as the different types of pages we currently have. What if you want to reorder these? So on the iPhone, for example, you can have actually 5 items at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to show you a live feed of my phone in just a little bit and show you exactly how this looks. Anytime you want to move them around, all you have to do is use these 3 lines that you see here on the side of every app, of every page rather, and just drag it to wherever you want it to be. So now, when I see the preview here, Newsfeed is on the left. If I move it down one, you'll see that it immediately switches with Invitation. Okay? You can also change the name of these pages. So if you don't want to, as we did, if you don't like the word Newsfeed, you can just type over and type Chat and click Done when you're done. Okay? Really easy to modify these things. For gallery, just click on it. If you want to add photos, you'll click on this little camera icon that you see at the top right corner and just pull in photos from your computer, whether they're an iPhoto or a folder. I'll just pull in a bunch of my little drone photos, one of my little hobbies. Just going through my notes here. The app that you see on the iPhone is basically the exact same app on the iPad. It's just everything's a little bit larger. So one tip I want to give you is that when you're especially uploading your logo, make sure it's a high-resolution image because you want that to look really crisp and clear even when it's on a larger screen like an iPad. And Android users, you're going to find it's very, very similar on the Android devices. Just really, really easy to make these updates as needed. Let's see, a couple other things I want to show you here. Let's go to add a page, okay? And let's just, for now, let's just throw in schedule, okay? So all you have to do is tap add a schedule page at the bottom right. And, oh, I didn't realize there was one already there. I'll call it better schedule. Okay. When you want to add an event, all you have to do is click the little plus symbol up here. Again, you can see this is a very easy to update app. And you can create your event title, dummy title. When it comes to date and time, you get a little calendar that pulls up here, and you can do start and stop times. So let's say I'm going to do, oh, I said it was the 16th. I lied. It's the 17th. Let's do the 18th for our dummy event. We can create a end time. Okay. Again, in the description, you can put URLs if you would like that will take people outside of the Yap app and where they can view anything else on your website. Another thing I want to give a quick little shout out to right now. For those of you out there who have a website or maybe are not quite thrilled with your website, there's another video that we have produced that goes very well with this particular technology. There's this great way that anyone out there can build a website. The technology is called Weebly. And if you go to pcclassesonline.com, we have a whole class on how to use Weebly, I believe along with a little promo code. But I use that with a lot of my clients. And what I love about Weebly is they give you a way to immediately create a mobile website. So a mobile website and an app can go very well hand in hand. And for some people, actually, the mobile website might be a better solution. But I just want to at least float that out there. Now, when you're done with creating your app, literally all you have to do is click the little preview button here at the bottom right. Okay, it's just going to kind of put everything together. It takes a minute or two. And when it's done, it's going to give you something like what you see over here that we've already done for PC Classes Online. It gives you this little hyperlink. Now, in my case, I actually paid an extra of $10 to create a custom name. For any of you out there who want to download our app, all you have to do is download the Yap app. And when you open it, it's going to ask you for the link to the particular app you're trying to load. It's my name, David A. Cox. Very simple. And you can see here if I want to change this one right here, just created kind of a random code, I would just click Customize, and it pulls up a credit card form. If you need to change the ID down the road, it is $10 per time you change it. So something to be aware of. Now, when we taught this class live, one of the things I always do with our live classes, and it's sort of an incentive to people to take the live classes, is I always open it up to questions at the very end. And a few people brought up some very good points at the very end, which I want to actually make note of right now. So there were a couple of concerns that people had regarding privacy and security in general. And the answer is, I talked to the CEO and the employees about this, and their answer is basically all of these things are in the works. They're just trying to figure out the best solution right now. So, for example, there was a woman who attended the live class who wanted to roll this kind of an app out to only her employees. And she said, well, what happens if there's an employee who is no longer employed? They don't want to have that person have access to the information. They're going between either an ability to ban specific users or to password protect a page or an entire app. So that is all in the works. The company is well aware of it. They're working on it right now. Another question that people had to do with making ads or a sponsorship opportunity. So because of the way that ads work within an app, it has to be approved by Apple. So while you can not have ads within your app, you could theoretically have a sponsor. So for example, on the PC Classes Online app, when you first load it, you see our logo, you see the name, okay? If I wanted to, I could post on here, sponsored by Coca-Cola, as an example. So then they're getting their little promo. I can put their name throughout the app, but you cannot actually have banner ads throughout the app. That's another thing I want to make very clear. Another question people had was regarding the ability to ban specific users. And while right now you can't ban a user, you can delete comments. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to mirror my iPhone for all of you, just so I can kind of show you the back end of this app and how it looks from your end. And hopefully it should be popping up on your screen in just a moment. So we're on my iPhone right now. The image that you see is in fact live right now. If I go into Yap, I want to show you exactly what you see if you are brand new to this thing. So let's go here. When you first open up Yap for the very, very first time, it's going to say, okay, what is your name and what is the ID of the app that you're trying to join? So for any of you out there who want to join the PC Classes Online app, all you have to do is right there where you see it has my.yap.us/ you'd put in my name, David ACOX, and hit go. Now I already have it here, so let me go into it. And you'll see it first shows your logo, and then it goes to whatever the first page is on your iPhone, or your device rather. Now, one thing I want you to note here is if you look at the bottom, you'll see here that we have the first 4 pages, and if you have more than 4 pages, the 5th one immediately becomes more. And that's where you can add in as many other pages as you want. I have not found there to be any limit to this. You can really do as much as you want. A couple other things regarding the administrator functions is, let's say you are in fact doing a live event and you have a notification you need to push out to all of the users so that they all immediately see it. Well, if I was doing this one here, okay, I just posted this when I was teaching the class live. All I have to do is tap broadcast, and it's going to immediately push that as a notification to every single user, both iPhone and iPad and Android users alike. So that's a pretty nifty feature. Now, if you don't see that kind of a feature, okay, there's something you should probably know. If you don't see that, it is really important, and I made this mistake too the very first time. You have to be logged in as the administrator to your own app. So if you don't see that, it can be an easy mistake. Let me just show you how to do it. If I keep backing out here, and I'm going to go right now to these 3 little lines you see at the top left. Oops, sorry, there we go. And we're going to go to Yap Home. Okay, so if you do not see those options on your own app, what you're going to need to do is tap on the little gear icon from right here and hit log out. And when you log back in, you're going to use the username and password that you create when you're first joining Yap. That will give you those administrator functions so that you can do that. Also, going back with those same functions, you can delete comments. So if you get someone who's posting something inappropriate, or if it's just really not, it's not in context, you can go in the back end and actually delete the comment, whatever it is. So before we go, there's just a couple few little details I wanted to make sure that I went over. You'll notice here that when you're on your page, on the back end, on the Yap website, you can in fact see the number of people who have installed your app. Now that's the number that we have had in really not that long amount of period of time. But it's really cool because you get to see your app grow over time. You can really have an idea of how many people are using your content. Another feature I wanted to show you is that when you're trying to get it out there, a lot of people may be developing this as they already have a website or they already have a Facebook following. And I love they give you these really simple features so that you can blast it out there to your friends, your family, etc. So if you want to just email it out, you can use the email button. They have a Facebook share button, a tweet button. Or for those of you who actually have a storefront, you can create a QR code, which you could always put in the window so that someone could theoretically use one of those QR code readers like Red Laser, which is a very popular app, zap that little barcode, and it will not only download Yap, but as soon as they download Yap, it will immediately download your custom created app as well. There's also a way to use an SMS code. So if you want to text it out to friends and family, you have that as well. Okay, a couple other final things. When you are using your app, you create these little updates. I want to show you just exactly how easy it is to, how easy it is to push an update out there. So let's say I need to add a class for PCClassesOnline.com. Just let it load here for a moment. All I literally have to do is go here into classes, hit the little plus button, put in the information for my class, and when you're done, you will notice that down here at the bottom left-hand corner, when your app is all up and running, there is a orange publish button. You press that, and it immediately will update it. And if anyone is actually using your app at that time, they will receive a little pop-up notification saying this app has been updated would you like to refresh? And it'll just refresh the whole app and bring in that new information. And finally, last but not least, I do want to briefly go over some of the additional features they give you access to. Not many of you, I think, out there are going to use these, but you never know. Some might. So up here at the top right, we have pricing information. Of course, they want to immediately address, is Yap really free? Yes, it is really free. I would definitely recommend going with a custom Yap ID, only because you have to understand so many businesses out there charge over $1,000 to create an app for you. Even if it's about the exact same thing that we're creating here, they're still going to charge you $1,000. With this, it's free. I give $10 just purely to show my support, and I really appreciate what they do. You can have them create a custom theme, but as I said, I believe that the price that they're charging, I don't want to quote it because I don't remember the exact number, but it was very overpriced in my opinion. There is a concierge service. Now, for those of you out there with a big convention, that could be a really good idea if you don't have the kind of staff to manage it. You can have basically them help you out with it. Those are, of course, quoted out as needed. So that does it for our little class here on Yap. I hope you've enjoyed this class. Again, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, please, if you don't mind clicking that little thumbs up like button at the bottom of the video. That really helps us out. And you can, of course, also visit all of our classes, both live and the ones that we pre-record via our website at pcclassesonline.com. We are a free public service. We have over 100,000 members right now in over 170 countries. We love what we do. That is all for today, everyone. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.